Hi, and welcome to All Talks Female Engineers, a platform that aims to encourage, empower, and educate women in the field of engineering, those who aspire to be in the field, and women who just wonder what's it like to be us in the so-called male-dominated field. I am Tsegofatso More, and today's topic is one of which I think many of us wish we were told from the very beginning of our career. We are always told one simple rule, which is work hard, keep your head down, and eventually somebody else will notice you. But let's be real. That's not how this world works. This world works in a way that you need to be out there. You need to network. You need to not only depend on your hard work, because let's be honest, hard work alone, especially for women in male-dominated fields, is not the only viable career strategy. And that is why today we are talking about how to stop drifting in your career, but design it. Let's get into it. Why hard work alone is not enough. Now, let me set this clear. Hard work matters. No matter what, you need to work hard, but it's not the only thing that you need to rely on. For you to acquire the things you want and you've got in this life, you need to work hard, because you can't accept things to come and just be there for you, or come and sit on your lap and, oh wow, here you are, you're an engineer, you're a project manager, you where you want to be in the next 5 years, 10 years, or when you get to those years, you're there. No, you still need hard work. However, it's not the only viable thing. Engineering demands discipline, effort, and problem solving. But here's the uncomfortable truth, that hard work alone is not going to get you to where you want to be in the next 5 to 10 years. Honestly, so it's not. I've seen women who are in the field who are very competent, reliable, and technically strong, but they stay in their positions for years and years. And then there's somebody else who isn't even that skilled, but because they intentionally and strategically work hard, then they get to where they intend to be in the next 5 years, even much quicker. So careers don't just grow automatically, they grow intentionally, and hard work keeps things going. However, strategy moves you forward. So how does career drift look like? Career drift is one way it looks like you are in the same position for the longest time. You take whatever task that comes your way. You never challenge the status quo. You always say yes to everything, and this is one thing that we need to stop doing, because we need to realign everything with where we want to go. Focus on being helpful instead of visible, and you don't check what aligns with you and where you want to go. Then suddenly 5 years passes and you're still asking yourself, where did I go wrong? So you are busy every day, but not necessarily progressing. It is not failure. It is just what happens when no one guides you into how to plan your careers. And yes, in the beginning, you want to take on everything, maybe because you have not understood or know exactly where you want to go. So you are gonna want to know every and anything, which is good. In the first 2 years, I do agree, do expose yourself to a lot of things. But in the third year, that's where now you need to be very intentional with where you want to go and how the experiences that you have learned in the past 2 years, where are they leading you? What skills are you taking from there, and what skills are you going to take forward to where you want to be in 5 years. For example, I know there's people who always tell themselves that I'm gonna be here for 5 years, and after this 5 years, I want to see myself being in probably a manager's position, or I wanna move companies to sit in a much higher position that you would have dreamed of then, but you know that you've worked towards it. So it's just knowing where you want to go and how you're going to plan on that. So we say, define your direction. Designing your career starts with one uncomfortable truth. And it's something that most of us avoid because we just want to get, in the jinx of life, and we forget Ruguti. But where is it really that Tseho wants to go? Where is it really where Babalo, where Itumeleng, where Precious wants to go? And you need to literally sit down with your notebook or your phone. We're always on our phone, but we do not use it as we do not use it to its full potential. That's what I want to say. We don't use it to the full potential, but we're always on our phone. And there's notes, there's a lot of things that you can watch, you can read, you can guide yourself into where is it actually that me, myself, and I want to go. And this is not to impress your friends. This is not to impress your family or what your family expects or what everyone else is doing. No. Why are you doing that? Even if we are, like, for example, we're in the stage where technology, we know it's in the boom. But then now, just because it's in the boom, you want to get into 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But you need to understand as to, okay, I get into this thing, where am I going with it? What is it going to help me with? Am I just going because, oh, hey, hunky-dory, everyone is doing it? Or am I doing it and aligning it with where I want to go? Because it's not a bad thing to be, to always be up to date with what's happening around you, around the world, and seeing which skills are more viable whatsoever. And you see that a lot of people are doing it, but you need to be so intentional enough that you take in that whatever thing you want to do in tech or in sales, in engineering, you need to know what skills here are they going to help me to get to where I want to go. So is it that you want to be a technical specialist? You want to be a manager? You want to sit in the board of directors? You want to be an entrepreneur? You want to encourage people? You need to know what is it that you want, and thereafter go after the skills that you're going to need in order for you to go through this thing, in order for you to get to that role. You get it? So if you don't choose your direction, honestly, your career is going to choose one for you. Like, if you need to know where you want to go, not where is everyone else going. Yes, sometimes in the mining industry, you get to a point as maybe mechanical engineers, you get into a point where you need to get your GCC, you need to, move after your GCC, you move to another position whatsoever. But you need to realize, what is it doing to me? What skills am I learning from it? Am I just doing it to get it, honestly? Or am I doing it because I know it's going to set me, yes, to a higher position, but I can also use it somewhere else where I'm going to sit? You get it? So it's okay if your answer changes every now and then, but clarity in the beginning is so important, because once you're clear of where you want to go, it literally sets you at ease. You know your goal there, and then you just put things in place. You just line them up. Just line them up like that, and you get to that certain goal. So you ask yourself, what is the skill that you need? Maybe you need it in an entrepreneurial role, maybe in a manager's role, whatsoever. But what is the skill? Do I need to communicate more? Do I need to maybe learn a certain system or tool? Do I need to, do I need a skill of project management, a leadership skill? Because not everyone is a leader. Some are born leaders, but some do learn to become leaders. Is it business literacy that I need? Is it financial? Do I need some money, knowledge to get to where I want to go? You need to do this research, nobody else. You need to be the one who realizes what is the skill, or what are the skills that you're going to need in the next 5 years to get to where you want to go. So choose the skills that you want. You can do it every year. Focus on one skill or two in the year, and then progress and move forward. This is something that I as well am doing. And yeah, because literally just putting everything at once, you realize, what was I doing? You're not even getting anywhere. Like, there's decisions that you're gonna make that you realize are good to know. You know what? Me doing this thing, but I've done it in a certain course. I was telling someone, I wanted to do this certain degree. However, like the first year of my previous non-completed degree had similar modules to what I wanted to start. And now I'm like, why don't I just save the money that I was going to use in the first year of this certain degree and finish off the one that I've been meaning to finish in the long run? So it's those things that you need to sit down and realize and do your own analysis. But it takes you doing it. It doesn't take any other person. Nobody knows you more than you. So you can discuss it with your managers, your bosses, your mentors, but it's something that at the end of the day, I think as a mentor as well, you will tell yourself, like you will tell the person that I can guide you to how you can go about this, but at the end of the day, you are the one that decides whether this is for you or not for you. So another thing that accelerates careers, which is something that we all do need, is mentors and sponsors. So you need people. You need people who are aligned with where you want to go, people who are in the field that you want to go, that you can ask and bounce off information from. So you need mentors, you need sponsorships, because not every one of us can, afford to do the certain, or afford to take this certain skill, but it needs some help from a company, from, one thing about networking is that you don't even need to rely on your company per se, but there are people who may see your worth and who may want to push you through into that. But you need to show resilience, you need to show dedication, you need to show that you are willing to go into this path. You need to show assertiveness, that people also believe in where you want to go and, all the gist of how you're going to get there. So find someone in the career that you admire and ask questions. We are a generation that we don't like to ask questions. We don't like to, go out there and seek help. But honey, you will have to do that. So struggling silently and doing things by yourself is not, it has a certain degree of admiration. However, as people, we need people. As people, we need to bounce off information. That's how we learn. That's how you see, okay, here I think I lacked certain information. I remember somebody was talking in my beginning of my, what is this, investment journey. Somebody was talking about like certain things to buy and whatsoever, and you realize that, oh, I didn't know that, maybe let me go do some research on that thing. Get it? But also in your skill, in your field, in your industry, what is it that you want to know? What is it that you guys are talking about? And you're like, oh, and there's nothing wrong with you not knowing. There is nothing wrong with you not knowing. It means that you are willing to learn. You are willing to go forward and equip yourself with this knowledge that somebody else exposed to you. There's nothing wrong, because there's also certain times where you also probably, they won't say, but you're also probably influencing or getting a certain, train of thought into somebody else that they didn't even know about. So make sure that you get people around you and you are in this thing not alone, but with mentors and sponsors. So shifting as an employee to a strategist now, you need to start seeing yourself differently. You need to start seeing yourself not in the position that you are in, but in where you are going. I know certain companies have these career sessions where they ask you, where are you going? And it's a good thing to have, but it's also a good thing to have an audience that is acceptive of where is it that you say you want to go. Because certain companies will tell you that this is the ceiling. And you're like, but this is the ceiling for who? And if you tell me this is the ceiling, is this all that you want? Is this all that you can do? Is this all that you want me to be at? You get it? I was talking to someone about this lady who owns pastry. I forgot her name, but she owns the skin brand Pastry, Beauty on Tap. There's an interview that I watched of this lady, and she was talking about how her people, she always asks them what is their 5-year plan. Like, she has sessions with them to ask what is their 5-year plan, because yes, as much as I want you to be working for me, but I want you to be elsewhere in your life. I want you to reach your goals. I want you to also open up your own things, to employ and help in reducing. Her goal was help in reducing the unemployment rate. So she would always want to, take certain people, work with, but in 5 years, you need to, of course, see yourself in a certain position, or in you opening your own thing. I think even in companies that can happen. It doesn't necessarily mean that you are losing people, but I see it as you are building a community that is very knowledged and is, when you take somebody and you groom them, like you take your kid, you groom them to become whoever, who may be even higher than you. It's a great feeling. It's a great look to the parent to yes, the parent, and in this case, the parent could be the company, but or a mentor or a sponsor, but it's a great thing. So those are the type of thoughts that I want people to have, and I want like employers and managers and whoever to see that yes, the person can be doing this for whatever year, but the person has dreams and needs to go elsewhere. So move from an employee to a strategist. You don't just want to be an employee. You want to be a professional brand. You want to have a certain skill or set of skills, and you want to be a value of creating certain things. So ask yourself regularly as to what are the things that you want to solve? What are the problems that you want to solve? What value do you want to bring within the company, within yourself, and within where you are going? What is it that you want to be known for? And for you, remember, you're not doing this for any other person. You're doing this for you and you only. People get inspired by where you are and how you got to where you want to go and where you are as well. So things change every now and then, but just keep in mind that you need to be out there. You need to embrace, like, take yourself out of your comfort zone and converse with people, learn skills, equip yourself, know where you are going, because there's no one else who knows where they're going. Be intentional this year and don't just get busy. Be intentional with where you want to go. If you feel like certain things are not aligned to where you want to go, honey, set a time with your manager and discuss your career path, discuss where you want to go. I know companies have this, it's a career, like they, what are your plans for the year and where do you want to go? But like, what is it called? I forgot the name, but I know certain companies, and I think every do have those. The name keeps on coming, however it goes. But anyway, have those and align it with your manager, align it with your work, align it with where you want to go. So eventually, there's nothing as impressive to see somebody coming into your office and telling you, okay, I know here this is what I'm doing and what I'm supposed to do and what the job describes me to do. However, I would like to know one, two skills that would help me to be more into this whatsoever, maybe leadership, maybe your communication, or maybe your software skills. I want to know these certain skills so that it can be beneficial. Yes, it's gonna be beneficial. Always look at, is it beneficial for the company? And yes, it will be at some point. Trust me, it will be. And this is how I think we can go about it, then you bounce off ideas with your manager. I hope you guys do have managers where you can bounce off information on, and not managers who wants to manage, like managers who are leaders and not manage. So be intentional with designing your career the same way that us engineers design systems, structures, and we see purpose in the things that we are doing. So you don't have to have everything figured out now. You don't have to have everything figured out in the first 2 years of your career, if you're starting off or in the beginning of the year, but know as to where is Thego, where do I want to see Thego in the end of the year? Where do I want to see Puleng in the end of the year, and not just drift and go hunky-dory with everything? So yeah, next week we are talking about money. Money. So we are talking about money and how to set yourself financially and stop underpricing your skills. So money is a kind of a cringy, it's a cringy topic that I believe for for a lot of people in the industry outside, but especially in the field of engineering. But it's something that is worth talking about and worth discussing. So we're talking about money, how to set yourself up, and how to stop underpricing your skills, because baby girl, you are valuable, and there's someone who will pay you for those skills. Never put yourself short. Honestly, never put yourself short, because strategy without financial confidence is incomplete. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for the subbies that I am seeing. I really do appreciate it. Please do comment, guys. Comment on how you found the video, what is your experience, how you think people can go about it. Yeah, just engage with us. We love to hear from you. And until then, goodbye.